Adjustments will help bishops and their counselors focus on their core responsibilities to the youth and primary children.
Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are adjusting to some big changes announced at General Conference this weekend.
People of all ages come together in Salt Lake City to walk against child abuse.
Kanye held a surprise performance in Salt Lake. What was this concert all about, and why was it held during General Conference?
Welcome to NewsLine. It's Monday, October 7th. I'm Savannah Hegerhorst.
And I'm Joseph Carson. Members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are reacting to changes to the youth programs of the church.
The news came as members all around the world gathered for the 189th annual conference. NewsLine reporter Eliza Fellows attended the conference this weekend, and she has the details.
Ages 11 to 18 will see major changes on how their classes are run and who leads them.
These adjustments will help bishops and their counselors focus on their core responsibilities to the youth and primary children.
Sister Bonnie H. Corden, the president of the Young Women's Program, announced a brand new Young Women's theme and new class organizations.
Stay close to them, but don't take over. The Spirit will guide you as you guide them.
She emphasized the practice of calling class presidencies among the young women and giving them more opportunities for leadership. Aaronic priesthood quorum changes were detailed in the Saturday afternoon session by Elder Quinton L. Cook of the 12 Apostles. Young men presidencies are now discontinued so local bishops can more directly lead and mentor youth.
Place the power and duties of the Aaronic priesthood at the center of every young man's personal life and goals.
Both young men and young women will now attend a youth conference that's led by the bishop of their ward. It was also announced that the youth budgets will be evenly distributed between the young men and young women's programs.
I think the biggest difference will be that the youth will have more personal one-on-one time with the bishopric and able to work through their problems and be able to accomplish the things that they're facing and the challenges that they're facing.
I think the new changes to Young Women's are so cool. I think they were inspired by God to President Nelson.
And I know it's need because I know our youth will be our power in our church.
Reporting from the Conference Center from NewsLine, I'm Eliza Fellows.
Thanks, Eliza. Other announcements made in conference included changes in the questions asked in the Temple Recommend interview. And 8 new temples were announced, including 2 in Utah, 1 in Orem and 1 in Taylorsville.
Hundreds of people marched against child abuse this weekend. Valentina Yingling was at the event. Valentina, who organized the march?
Protect Every Child organized the event on Saturday. It was the first ever March for Children event in Utah. It helps people come together, share stories, and support the fight against child abuse. Utah is the leading state in the nation for cases of child abuse. The Protect Every Child organization is run by Sam Young, a former member of the Latter-day Saints. He started the organization after learning the explicit questions asked to his daughter by the bishop of his own congregation. He began the organization to protect LDS children, but found that this is a problem for all children, regardless of religion.
Utah is #1 in the country for sexually abusing their children, but people don't want to hear about that. We focus on pornography and monitoring LGBT teens. I want people to know what's happening.
The march began around 8:30 a.m. at the City and County Building and continued to the Capitol. Many children participated in the event, waving flags and carrying balloons up to Capitol Hill. The organizers hope the event will help bring awareness to the issue. For more information or resources for child abuse, visit protecteverychild.com. I'm Valentina Yingling, back to you.
A man is behind bars today for driving 104 miles per hour on the freeway. The 35-year-old man, Skylar Tyson Seabrook, was caught just after 8 a.m. on Sunday on near 3500 South on I-215. Police tested Seabrook and found he had a blood alcohol level 3 times the legal limit. Police say they are glad they stopped him before he hurt someone or himself.
The Utah Supreme Court is considering arguments in the public records case between the Salt Lake Tribune and Brigham Young University Police. Friday's hearing was the culmination of a 3-year battle between the Tribune and the university. A BYU attorney argues that because the school's police force is now subject to the records laws, the police can keep any document created before the change secret. A Tribune attorney says that if BYU's police officers should be bound to hand over public records like any other police agency, the Utah Supreme Court has taken the matter under advisement.
Tension continues after Senator Mitt Romney rebuked the president for calling on China and Ukraine to investigate the Biden family. In a tweet, President Trump says there was nothing wrong about his call with Ukraine. He also says that Romney should put this much effort into his presidential campaign against Obama. The tweet comes during an impeachment inquiry where many Republicans have remained silent. President Trump is lashing out at more than political opponents, and there are plenty of online insults going around the world. NewsLine reporter Kyle Perry joins us now. Kyle, what is happening in the social media world?
Trump's Twitter and a reportedly offensive Facebook post directed at an Austrian politician are facing backlash. Presidential candidate Kamala Harris requested Twitter to ban President Trump's account after he targeted the first whistleblower for the Ukraine issue online. In Europe, an Austrian politician requested the removal of an offensive post from Facebook. This ruling by the European Court also restricts equivalent future posts at the international level.
The status quo is really governed by what Facebook and Twitter decide is free speech, not what the Supreme Court says. So it's a private enterprise.
The European ruling is meant to target defamatory and illegal content at the global level. As of now, any removed content cannot be appealed to the European Court. Challenges will be coming for social media as this now global precedent moves forward. Action has not been taken to censor any online legal speech within the United States yet, but more developments are to come with changing social media algorithms.
Thanks, Kyle.
Governor Gary Herbert orders the lowering of the United States and the state of Utah flag. The order came with a presidential proclamation to recognize National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend and Fire Prevention Week. The governor says, "We are grateful for firefighters who risk and even give their lives to ensure the safety of our communities." He then asked for people to remember the Utah firefighter Matthew Burchett, who passed away in California fighting a fire. Flags were flown at half-staff at all state buildings and grounds until sunset yesterday.
Little Cottonwood Canyon will be down to one lane starting this morning. The construction will fix and repair the canyon from the recent landslide. The road will be reduced to one lane with flaggers controlling traffic. These restrictions will be in place Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. through Thanksgiving. Plan for a 15-minute delay in both directions for the next 2 months.
The changing of seasons calls for cleaning, and Provo is all in. Gabby Stalker joins us now. Gabby, the city is holding an annual event to keep the city clean.
That's right. For more than 30 years, the City of Provo has been encouraging people to participate in its fall cleanup. Free dumpsters are available to the members of the community to dispose of yard waste, metals, and unwanted trash materials before winter arrives. Dumpsters are located in different park locations throughout Provo until November 2nd.
It's just a thing we hold for the residents here, trying to clean up the city. We do it for a spring cleanup and a fall cleanup. It's just to help clean up the city and make things look nicer.
Though the City of Provo accepts most items, waste that cannot be disposed in the dumpsters includes tires, concrete, refrigerators, and other hazardous household materials. To encourage people to join the cleanup efforts, Provo is providing coupons for 5 free leaf bags on their website. This week, dumpsters will be located at Footprinters Park and will be open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Thanks, Gabby.
Kanye West brought his Sunday service to Salt Lake City. Cassidy McKinney tells us how the Beehive State reacted to Yeezy's surprise concert.
Thousands of fans packed the Gateway Mall last Saturday for Kanye's impromptu religious concert. The gospel performance follows a slew of Sunday services that have been popping up across the country, the latest being in Wyoming. The services start out with a sermon, and then Kanye and his choir sing religious-themed songs like Jesus Walks. Although, if you ask me, I think every Kanye song qualifies as a religious experience. Ye's Sunday service is promoting his latest gospel project, Jesus is King, which was supposed to drop a few weeks ago. Now, saying that Kanye fans were excited for Sunday service is an understatement. Check out this video. Once the gates open, hundreds of people make a mad dash to the stage. And many on social media think it is a little suspicious that Kanye chose to hold the performance during the same time as Saturday's session of General Conference. This user tweeted, "Kanye pulling up in SLC to do his service the same time LDS General Conference is going on is a power move." And the concert was not without controversy. Kanye voiced his outspoken political views during the sermon.
Abraham Lincoln was the Whig Party. That's the Republican Party that freed the slaves.
Now, Yeezy's views have definitely gained him enemies. Robbie tweets, "Everyone in Salt Lake is freaking out over Kanye, and I'm over here like, ew, hashtag no thanks." So I don't know what that person's talking about. I love Kanye, and I had total FOMO missing out on his spiritual Sunday service. Back to you.
A new term starts today for the Supreme Court. We'll tell you what issues they plan to tackle.
Runners are recouping from the Weekend Marathon in St. George this past weekend. We'll show you why this race is a Utah favorite.
And a deer must have been anxious to get a look at the new haircuts in style when it crashed through a salon this morning. We'll show you how he got out next.
Keep enjoying the fall weather. We'll be jumping on a roller coaster, on the weather roller coaster this week. My full weather report next.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear. Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
The Supreme Court is back in session today for a new term.
The 9 justices will face a blockbuster docket with the 2020 election campaign hovering just in the background. John Lawrence has more.
The highest court in the nation has a number of high-profile cases on hand.
They'll be talking about gun rights and LGBT rights, abortion and immigration.
This will all happen as an impeachment investigation into President Trump takes place across the street in the Capitol building.
All eyes will be on Chief Justice John Roberts. He's been trying to keep the court out of the political fray, but many of these cases will come down as the election gears up.
And political tensions are already flaring. Dozens of protesters appeared outside Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's house Sunday, the anniversary of Justice Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation, calling for him to be removed.
They are fearful that Brett Kavanaugh, who took the seat of Anthony Kennedy, is going to move the court to the right on some of those issues.
Republican presidents have nominated 5 to the Supreme Court, including Justice Neil Gorsuch.
Our job is just to make sure the law that we, the people, have enacted through our Constitution or through our democratic processes, everyone gets the benefit of that law.
The remaining 4 were nominated by Democratic presidents, including Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I love my job. It's the best and the hardest job that I have ever had.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Other topics to be addressed this term include religious liberty and the possibly the legality of Obamacare.
American troops are being pulled from Syria ahead of a planned Turkish attack. The extraction follows the White House announcement that Turkey will soon launch a military invasion into Syria. Turkey now has the green light to attack U.S.-backed Kurdish forces. The Kurds have been a longtime U.S. ally in the fight against ISIS. The White House says U.S. forces will not be involved in the operation.
President Trump must turn over 8 years of his tax returns. The investigation is looking into whether the president broke the law by paying hush money to adult film stars during the presidential campaign. The adult film stars say they had affairs with Mr. Trump years before he was a presidential candidate. Trump denied the affairs at first, but has since admitted to them.
Take a look at this video. A deer crashes into a hair salon and barrels over a woman. The deer crashed through the front door, ran into the break room, circled back to the front of the salon, and then pushed the door open with its antlers and ran back outside. The woman sitting on a couch near the window was hit by the deer and is now in the hospital with minor injuries. Besides the shattered window and deer blood, there was no significant damage to the salon.
A nonprofit group is peddling their way to helping every child have a bike of their own. Mandy Welker has the details.
Yes, every year millions of bikes sit in garages collecting dust, but Free Bikes for Kids wants to do something about that. Free Bikes for Kids wants to repurpose those unused bikes by refurbishing them and giving them to kids in need. Every October, Free Bikes for Kids hosts a collection event asking the public to donate bikes. Over the next 2 months, volunteers help clean and repair the bikes. On December 14th, Free Bikes for Kids will partner with other nonprofits to identify children in need and give them a bike to have as their own.
It's fantastic. It is a really fun thing watching a child that maybe hasn't had a bike or has ridden a bike and never really owned one themselves to get on it and know that that's their bike.
Free Bikes for Kids is looking for extra help. Those who would like to have several ways to get involved. Individuals either donate a bike, volunteer to help refurbish, or contribute cash. Businesses can become corporate sponsors, and nonprofit organizations can request to be a recipient of the donated bikes. Free Bikes for Kids is hoping to reach their goal of collecting 1,000 bikes this year.
Thanks, Mandy.
This weekend, runners flocked to southern Utah to participate in the St. George Marathon. Sarah Collins shows us why this is such a popular event.
The St. George Marathon in St. George, Utah is a favorite of many as they run through the beautiful Red Rock landscape of southwest Utah. This is rated in the top 10 most scenic and fastest marathons in the U.S. by Runner's World magazine.
St. George is a beautiful course, a beautiful place, and well-run race. Everything went perfectly, beautiful weather.
It was a spectacular day.
Family and friends love to cheer on the racers at different locations throughout the path. The race began in the Pine Valley Mountains and continued through Snow Canyon State Park. Runners crossed the finish line at Wortham Park near downtown St. George. One racer was able to accomplish a personal and course record this year.
I feel awesome. It felt so good coming up the finish line, having people cheering. It felt great to get the course record. That was kind of my goal.
Many runners dedicated their run to friends and family members. Some people even dedicated their run to a very special purpose.
I have multiple sclerosis, so I wrote off running for a marathon about 20 years ago. They approached me last April and said, "You're running a marathon, basically, with me," and I said, "Okay."
In fact, it was definitely a workout and exhausting, but it was like so worth it.
This race was inspirational for many and one that people hope to accomplish one day.
Next year, 2020. October, whatever the date is, I'll be here.
Reporting for NewsLine in St. George, I'm Sarah Collins.
You show some disturbing images. Viewer discretion is advised. What seemed like a normal routine for Alex Correas walking his dogs at Mayer Park was almost life-ending. Just watch the surveillance video from Stubner Airline Vet Hospital. Alex is walking to his car with his 3 German Shepherds when he was struck by lightning. Correas was flown to the hospital where he is now recovering. His family says he is in pain but expected to be okay. And as we take our look at radar today, lots of sunshine and clear skies across the valley. We are going to be jumping into that weather roller coaster this week, though, as temperatures continue to drop in the northern area and Wasatch Front. Temperatures will drop around 30 degrees below average by Thursday, with the first hard freeze along the Wasatch Front, so that's going to be us. Hard freeze watch will be in effect from Wednesday evening till Friday morning, and so just be on the outlook, take some steps to protect those tender plants that might be experiencing some, again, those colder temperatures will be killing those tender plants, and we might possibly experience some damage on outdoor water pipes. Our today's highs: 63, 37 in Logan, Provo 78, 44, Vernal 64, 32, and St. George 85, 60, 56. Sunshine and clear skies on southern Utah throughout the rest of the week, and our 5-day forecast for northern Utah will be sunshine tomorrow, Wednesday some showers, Thursday some snow, and Friday and Saturday some sunshine again. Highs in the 40s, 50s, and lows in the 30s, and we'll be right back.
Your son wants to get a cat, but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals 25. Good job!
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
RSL seals their fate in this year's MLS postseason bracket. Last night, Real Salt Lake played their final regular season match in Vancouver, British Columbia. After their 1-0 win, they firmly clinched the number 3 seed of the Western Conference in the MLS playoffs. RSL needed a win last night, but also were in need of some help throughout the league. With favorable results around the table, RSL will have the benefit of playing at home for round 1 of the postseason. They get set to face Portland on October 19th at Rio Tinto Stadium. A sweep in volleyball means winning without conceding a single one of the 3 sets. Now, with that definition in mind, the BYU women's volleyball technically swept last week, going 3-0 against all opponents they faced on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The Cougars made quick work of Loyola Marymount, Pacific, and St. Mary's over the past 7 days, and don't have any intentions of slowing down. This top 10 ranked squad looks to continue their hot streak against San Francisco this Thursday in Provo. And former Cougar Kyle Van Noy is contributing week in and week out to what is now being called the greatest defense in NFL history. Undefeated, unmatched, but so far a bit untested. Despite holding the best opponent's points per game stat in the NFL history, the New England Patriots are yet to face any real threat. 14 points is the most any team has managed to score against the Pats this season, and after 5 games, the defending champions are allowing under 7 points per game. Van Noy and the Pats face the New York Giants this week on Thursday Night Football. For the past 2 years, the LA Dodgers have been so good, just not good enough. After winning 7 straight division titles, the Dodgers are devoid of a World Series championship for over 3 decades. As we find ourselves a few weeks deep into October, LA looks to flip the script.
The tying run at third. Into left center field. Watch this ball, it's off the wall. That's going to score 2.
Nothing would stop the Dodgers in D.C. yesterday as they regained the lead of the National League Division Series. Miraculous at-bats and wavering Nationals pitching helped the California Kings to the 10-4 win. Game 4 of the series will be played Monday afternoon in D.C. Houston, we have a problem. The Houston Rockets are now facing serious backlash from Chinese support after a politically controversial tweet from Houston general manager sparked the wrong kind of publicity. Since then, Chinese streaming channels, networks, and the entire Chinese Basketball Association are now cutting ties with the Houston Rockets organization. That'll be all for sports. We'll be right back.
So there you are,
Shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
The forest is a whole hidden world of wonders. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Corn Bellies has come to be a fall tradition for families in Utah. Kevin Hatch went out to Corn Bellies this weekend. Kevin, how was your visit?
It was great. There's a lot of excitement in the air for Utah's original corn maze this year. To keep the experience at Corn Bellies fresh and exciting for everyone, they change the theme of the park every year. This year's theme is Harry Potter. The park has a special corn maze and authentic Harry Potter snacks. The most popular snacks are butterbeer and chocolate frogs.
So this year we have a World of Wizards theme in our corn maze, but of course we extend that throughout everything here at Corn Bellies.
Corn Bellies has several daytime activities for its younger visitors, and it's very popular Insanity Point haunts for its older visitors. With so many things to do, such as the train, zip line, and trampoline, this place is definitely a treat for family and friends to celebrate the Halloween season. Corn Bellies is located at Thanksgiving Point in Lehigh and will be open now through November 2nd.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks so much for joining us for Newsline today. Have a great day. Okay, you guys, I'm going to